This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
Taking care of your mental health is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Welcome to Perspektives with Bank. Today, I got the beautiful Tieara, LeeAnn Smith.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, what you do first, because I got it all wrote down, but I'm gonna let you tell the people who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm Tieara LeeAnn. I like to bring love and motivation to any room that I walk in. I'm a mental health therapist, author, actress, and show host.
Okay.
From Dayton, Ohio, too.
From Dayton, Ohio. How long you been in Atlanta?
9 years.
Okay.
I'm almost a peach.
Yeah, one more year.
Yeah.
They say
In
2 years you
June.
get your June what?
June of next year, I'll be here for 2
June
years.
what?
June 18th.
Oh my goodness. We got another Gemini in the building?
Yeah. No, I'm not a Gemini. I'm an Aries. But I'm saying that's my anniversary.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's your birthday.
But I did
Your
read that you
birthday.
a Gemini.
Yeah, Aries. Yeah, you
June
told me that
19th,
night.
I
Yep,
think.
June 19th.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, you pulled me up.
Yeah, I had to.
Where your mental at right now?
My mental?
Yeah.
I give it an 8 or a 9.
Okay. Yeah. No, I gotta run with that. I gotta start telling people to rate their mental.
Yeah.
Instead of asking where.
No, that's what I ask my clients. That's crazy.
Okay.
And I give it an 8 or 9.
I'm running off with that. Well, right now mine's about a 8 or a 9. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Can you share your upbringing?
My upbringing?
Yeah. How was it in Dayton, Ohio?
Ooh-wee. That's a great question. Dayton is a small city, so where I'm from, it's like a lot of crabs in a bucket type of mentality. And growing up, I was the only child, so I grew up as just me and my mom and my dad. I don't have any siblings. I'm very family oriented. I have a big family though, so I grew up with all my cousins. My cousins is like my brothers and sisters. And I used to be bad. Like
What you call bad?
You would never think that I would be a therapist.
But you got to go through it.
Exactly.
You got to go through it to be able to identify with people what they're going through.
Yep. So I had my share of getting into a lot of stuff, fights, drama. I dated dope boys. I was just into stuff. But I always been a good person. I always been a good child. I just used to get into stuff because I think because I was the only child, I looked at my friends like they were like my sisters and my brothers, but they was really bad influences on me, and I did not know that until we used to just fight so much. This certain crowd I used to hang with, and I used to tell them I'm not about to do this. You know how you know your future before it even happened?
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't like them. I knew I wasn't, I was better than what the stuff that I was doing. So I ended up telling them you know what? This was my 11th grade. I was like, you know what, y'all? I was like, I'm not about to be hanging with y'all. I'm about to, apply for college. I done went on a whole college tour. I just fell in love with the whole opposite, feel of where I came from.
Yeah.
And once I got around different people, I was like, yeah, that's it. I need to be like that. I don't want to be into drama, messing my nails up, messing my hair up. I don't like that.
Or your face, none of that.
No.
But I be glad you ain't getting on that one of them gashes. Most of them girls be fighting, be having
And I
gashes.
did. No, I do. I got one right here.
No, I'm talking about in your face.
Yeah, in my face. Oh my God, I would have been depressed.
So what inspired you to go to take on mental health though?
You want to know something? I wanted to be a brain surgeon at first. So I always wanted to do something as far as nursing. So once I got into it, I saw that it was a lot of blood and stuff consistent of that. And I know I have a weak stomach, so I'm I can't do that. So the only thing that I could think of as close to helping people with their brain or their mind was therapy. So when I went to school, I took a test, and on my test, it was saying that I score high on service. I'm a servant. I love servicing people. I love being able to help people, listening to people, giving people resources, being a voice for people, advocating. And I landed, that score. And from there, I was like, okay, I ended up taking social work classes, and then I got heavy into the psychology.
What are some of the challenges you face trying, being a therapist?
At first, I feel like a lot of people was giving me a lot of backlash because I'm not a traditional therapist. Like, I like to hang out. I like to have fun. And I feel like a lot of the people who I was touching at the time, they were in those type of environments. And the more that I was in those environments, I was able to get more clients. I was able to help more people, allow them to see that it's okay. Like, I'm relatable. I'm just like you. So I feel like a lot of the times where I was just out in the mix of stuff, people would look at me like, dang, you a therapist? I'm like, yeah, I'm a therapist. Like, what did you expect?
So do the therapists got a therapist?
A psychologist, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
You got one?
My mentor is a psychologist. So you know how like any industry you're in, you want to have a mentor. So my mentor just so happened to be a psychologist.
So what's the main issues you face?
Some
Like
of
within
the
yourself.
Anxiety, and I think that's it's just prevalent in our community of people. Like I just worry about the future a lot. I worry about success a lot. I worry about my family. Just things going how I want it to go.
So what's that called? What you think that's caused from? Like where that stem from? Like worrying about and trying to predict basically the future.
Yeah.
Where you think that come from? Is that a sign of trauma? Is that a sign of what's that a sign of?
I think it's a trait of highly successful people, of rare people. Like I feel like if you crave success, you're gonna worry about it sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I take that. What you think? Do you think the climate of everything that's going on is impacting people mental? Like, all these wars and internet and social media. What do you think the main impact is on people's mental health right now?
Social media. And I say that because I work with a lot of teenagers too. And a lot of the teenagers I work with, like when they parents fill out their forms, they'll fill it out and they'll say, my daughter have been spending a lot of time on social media looking at all these conspiracies and, they just consuming their head with all of this news. And I feel like it's social media getting to my daughter. And when I talk to them, they always express that. Like, I saw this on TikTok. The world is coming to this or the world is coming to that.
I be doing
And
that.
I'm
I be
like,
watching this shit too.
I'm like, you cannot do that. So one of the major things is social media. It's affecting people's mental health because of instant gratification. A lot of people, they see other people's lives and they compare it to their life, not understanding that it's a process. You got to fall in love with the process. You got to fall in love with who you are and understand that we all come from different backgrounds, so we all have different results.
How you think the AI and the chat GPT and all that, how you think that, do you think that's a good or a bad thing for people mental?
I love AI. I use Nah, that's funny that you said that. I love AI. I love it. I feel like it's innovative. I feel like it's something that we have to get adjusted to because it's nothing we could do to stop it. So your best bet is to really figure out exactly what's going on and learn how to use it, learn how to take advantage of it because it's gonna be out there. Like I'm actually working on implementing it into my field and try to figure out how to use AI to help other people when I'm not there to physically help them. Mm-hmm. So I don't look at it like a bad thing. I feel like it's a good thing. And it's so funny because when I was younger, my mom put me in a tech school and I cried. I cried to go back to my old school. I was like, I don't want to be in tech. I was the only girl, but I wish now looking back, I'm like, dang, I should have stayed at that school. Mm-hmm. I should have stayed in that tech class.
What, it didn't hold your attention?
No, it didn't. I was a cheerleader, so I didn't want to. That school didn't have sports. That's the only thing about it. Like, it was strict, structured, straight to the point. You're going to learn about this technology, and that's that.
What role do you think mental health play into, like, people taking drugs and stuff?
Wow. I think just people get overwhelmed. People get overwhelmed with day-to-day life situations, and they don't know how to cope with it. So they use the wrong things to cope with life. To escape and to fill the void instead of feeling like, okay, let me feel these emotions and let me really go through this and get over it in order to really figure out what's my, highest potential. People don't really get to reach their highest potential because they're always doing stuff that distract them, like drugs and alcohol and things like that. Like,
what advice would you give a person that's overwhelmed? Like, if I was feeling overwhelmed, if I came to you and be like, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, I just feel overwhelmed right now, what would you tell me?
just let go. Like, you can gain a lot of power and strength and control by just letting go. A lot of people, we were just talking about this in the car. A lot of people want to control things. They want to control their life. They want to control their environment. They just want to control things. And there's nothing wrong with it because it's in our nature to want to do that. But I feel like the more that you try to do that and it works against you, it will stress you out. So just stop, just stop and just sit still for a second. Everything is going to be okay. And that's one of the affirmations that I use for myself. Like, everything is going to be fine. That's why when I feel myself getting anxious and doing the most, I'll be like, Tieara, chill. Everything is going to be fine.
Do you think it's more people in jail with mental health issues than criminals?
In jail?
Like in prison, like do you think what percentage of people you think need to be in a mental hospital than prison?
A high percentage. I feel like it's a very high percentage of people who really need to seek help as far as like a psych ward or a hospital, even like with social work. I feel like that industry could grow a little bit better because a lot of people, they're going crazy and they resort into other stuff because they don't have the resources that they need. It's hard to have your mental intact if your economic needs are not met. And I think that's a failure in our economy right now. They just don't have the resources. So, yeah, you're going to rob a bank or, go do something crazy because a lot of people do that just so they can have a roof over their head.
Mm-hmm. Nah, real shit. So what you think the first step is to, do that type of humanitarian work if we wanted to? Like, if I, to say, Vince, I came to you, like, I want to touch the community on mental health. Like, what would be my first step?
The first step would be to create, first of all, the project. Create anything that we want to implement in the project, like housing, benefits, whatever it is, food, clothing. I done did it all. I was a case manager before I was a therapist.
Yeah.
So I'm well equipped in that area. I feel like it's just coming up with what we want to give the people. What do people need the most? And I feel like right now people need housing. That's the number one thing that we're going without.
What's some of the misconceptions of depression? Like, people just don't know, like, wouldn't know they depressed, basically. Like, how do you identify depression within yourself? Because some people might just feel like I'm just sad today or I'm just down or I'm just, what I'm saying? How do you identify, like, bro, I'm depressed?
Yeah. Sadness, isolation, feeling like, worthless, feeling emotional, just feeling empty inside. I think that emptiness is really one of the biggest ones. Because a lot of times you can have everything in the world. Like, you have all the money, you can have all the cars, you can have everything. But if you wake up feeling empty, that's a whole different feeling because it's an internal thing, Like, a lot of people, they gain materialistic things, but really internally, they don't have it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Good answer. What's the early signs of anxiety, though?
Anxiety? Worrying. And my recent research is not having faith. I think anxiety has a lot to do with your faith.
Me too.
What you think? The same
I
thing?
think so too. I think because I think the best way to not have anxiety, like you said earlier, is let go, but just say fuck it.
Yeah.
That's everything. That's people. Everything is caring. I think anxiety is caring too much.
Have you ever experienced anxiety?
Hell yeah, every day.
How you deal with it?
I just say fuck it.
You do?
I talk to myself a lot. People think I'm crazy, but I be like, man, fuck that. That ain't gonna happen. That don't happen to a nigga like you.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself all the time when I go to thinking about some dumb shit. They're like, damn, like if the police get behind me or some shit, I be like, man, they ain't finna fuck with you. But I used to be like, come from where I come from, like, shaky, like, damn, man, woo. But now I ain't got no reason to be shaky, but I still
You got to talk to yourself, like, what are you tripping for?
Yeah, like, what the fuck going on? Fuck him. That's his job to drive that car. You know what I'm saying?
It's something about the police getting behind you. I don't care who you are. You automatically be like, damn.
You ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? You was a fucking taxpaying citizen. But as soon as you could be driving, you see the police, you hit the brake.
You already thinking about what's about to happen. Like,
that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Coping mechanisms, like say for instance, somebody that went through trauma. Like, what advice would you give them to cope with their past trauma?
The past trauma, not defining their life and feeling like their circumstances is permanent. It's temporarily. You know, like a lot of people feel like what they've been through, they define themselves on that. Like, girl, you know, my mama died, or like you gotta. It be a lot of that going on. You gotta quit doing that.
No, you're right, because it becomes your trauma becomes your excuse.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? To not do nothing. It's like, well, I was raised up fighting and shit in Ohio, so I can't be a therapist.
Exactly.
You make that an excuse, right?
Yep. You can't let your past define who you are, because you never know what we've been through. It's a lot of people that's standing in different spots and positions, and you'll be surprised what they done been through.
Nah, for real. So how do you overcome depression, though?
Overcome depression? I feel like, for one, you got to talk about what you going through. A lot of people don't talk enough about their issues, you know, especially men. That's why I wrote that book about understanding anger, because I feel like depression is like the pathway to anger. Like once you hold so much stuff in and you don't talk about it, it turns into all type of stuff. It's turmoil.
Do you think a lot of those, you know, depression, anxiety, what else, trauma, do you think that's passed down from parents to kids?
What? Definitely. Like, I was just talking about this. Growing up, my mom, she wasn't emotionally supportive. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's not her fault that she wasn't emotionally supportive. It's just what she was taught. A lot of times, I feel like back in the day, they were taught to sweep things under the rug. They didn't talk about what they went through. You know, they didn't talk about molestation. They didn't talk about they family being on crack, and you know what I'm saying? They kind of just accepted for what it was and kept it moving. Mm-hmm. And that it caused them to grow up with this exterior, you know, of being tough and, you know, not being able to express themselves, not being able to, most importantly, show love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as years go on.
And receive.
Exactly.
Show and receive love,
it's the love. It's the motivation. They struggle with that. A lot of older people, they struggle with love and motivation, I feel like.
Yeah, that's crazy, because coming up, like, the way you knew your people loved you is how much they cuss at you and fuss at you, and the ad whipping. I'm whipping you because I love you. Just, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Love back then was through getting cussed out, for real. When you think about it.
Even getting beat. Like, a lot of women was going through battered situations, and they compared that to love. Like, okay, my husband beat on me because he loved me. That's the reason why he was doing that to me. But it's like, now that, you know, the generations is changing, we just starting to see through that, you know, and it's actually a blessing. I love that for us, but I think that goes back to slavery too. That slavery mentality too.
I think, me personally, trauma as a kid, it really stunts your brain growth. Yeah. It's like you get stuck in a space, you know what I'm saying? And then you really don't grow past certain. And then when you get older and you start trying to be in relationships and all that and be in this world, people looking at you crazy, but then you identify, like, well, I went through this. Like you said, you're using it as an excuse. Yeah. So do you think that could be reversed?
It definitely can be reversed. And that's why I promote therapy so much. Like, I feel like, first of all, you got to have a therapist that you can relate to, like I said. Somebody you can be comfortable with and be transparent with about your childhood trauma. Because if you don't talk about that, then it's like we skipping so many steps. And by now, you're not even able to navigate through all of the hurt and harm that you done been through. So by the time you talk to somebody that you may be in a relationship with, it's the connection is just not there. It's hard to connect with people that come from a very traumatic childhood. It's hard. Like, if you think about it, have you ever, well, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Are you married, right?
Yes.
Okay. But before then, or even now, have you ever dealt with a woman that you feel like you couldn't make a connection with no matter what? Like,
In fact, I dealt with people, all type of people that I couldn't make a connection with. Not just women, just people, period.
and did you peep that they went through something in their childhood that may have caused them to, have a difficult outlook in order to make that connection with you?
I don't even let it get that far. If it don't align, I leave it behind. It's just what it is, because I can't. Go holler at Tieara, man. Get you some therapy, because I can't be a therapist.
Yeah.
I got my own issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't. You know what I'm saying? We don't align. Leave it behind. That's just how I am. So I can recognize it early.
How you recognize it as a man? Like, how can you recognize trauma in a woman?
Combativeness. Lack of accountability.
Yep.
Just all that. Like, just too, you know what I'm saying? Just pessimistic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's a negative.
By then you just like, okay, you're done.
Yeah, it's like, because I'm optimistic. I
Yeah.
can be pessimistic at times, but I'm optimistic. I look at things like they can be fixed.
Exactly.
It's a solution to everything.
Exactly.
But you got some people that feel like they got a problem for every solution.
Oh my God. It's difficult dealing with them sometimes.
It's impossible.
It is.
When you trying to walk on your path.
It is.
It's a such thing as generational trauma.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, your whole family could just be fucked up.
Yeah.
How do one break that cycle? Like, somebody that's living in that right now, like, that's all they ever seen with chaos. How do they be the first one to step outside of it? I know how, but I'm asking you how.
What you just said, step outside of it. Literally. Step on the outside.
Real shit.
Like, do not feel bad about it. And it's so crazy. I was just watching this interview with Mike Epps, and he was saying he had survival remorse.
Yep.
And it'd be a lot of that going on. And I felt that.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like you got to make that sacrifice. If you want to break those curses, you got to be the first one to get out of that environment.
Yes.
Because it is crabs in a bucket. Like, you will get spoiled with the rest of the bad fruit. If you do not put yourself outside of that, you're going to get got.
Facts.
Like, it's no way around it, because we are made up of our environment. Everything we do, no matter if we try to get away from it, even once we do get out of that environment, it's still embedded in us. But once you get out the environment, you learn how to deal with it. You learn how to carry it better, I feel like. But it's always in you.
Why do you think people are ashamed to admit that they have issues? Why do you think that?
Because they look at it like a weakness. Change is hard. I feel like it takes for a person of strength, a person of courage, and just a person of self-worthiness to really want to change. If you go through life feeling like everything you do is just perfect and you're just always right, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be welcoming in the change or the advice or the criticism or anything like that. It's just going to be hard for you to hear it just because you just feel like you just got it all figured out.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, some people are just like that. They just feel like they got it figured out and they don't want nobody to tell them nothing about themselves, so they just go through life, keep being the same person and keep getting the same results. But it's going to have to be a time where people have to, like I said, you got to move away from them. You got to move around. It's hard dealing with people like that. Like, I done been in those situations. I done lost so many friends. Oh, you think you this, you think you that. Understand this. Please understand, I am different. I can't be TT from the DYT for the rest of my life.
Shit, hell no.
Yeah, I done came all the way to
TT from
Atlanta.
the DYT.
Listen, I done came all the way from the D to the A, baby. I came too far to stay the same. I can't do it.
What kind of advice would you give? You said just step out of it, right?
Yeah,
somebody.
Change your environment. Get around some new people. Get around some positive people. Get around some people that you want to be like. People who can give you advice because they're taking their own advice. Mm-hmm. And that's the key too. Like, a lot of people get around people and they'll tell you, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Why should I do that? You ain't even did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you think we could do? What do you think the schools can do to catch it early on and help the kids that's going through it?
the schools, don't even get on the schools, Banks. Because look, I go to schools. I used to go out to the schools. And I see that the schools is really failing our kids, like, tremendously. And I say that to say, like, it's no structure in these schools. It's totally different from when I was in school. And I feel like they're just clocking in and clocking out, for real. Like, the kids not really learning too much. It's different. It's not how it was, how it used to be from my observation. And I feel like it's just not, they're not holding the kids accountable enough. It's like, okay, let's call your mom, you going home. Like, but when I was in school, I had, like, teachers, sit you down and give you a pep talk and, that can talk life into you and pour into you. I don't see that going on.
Nah, it ain't. So I'm saying, what you think we could add? What you think they could add? Like, if you had a chance to be over the school board one day and they ask you, what should we add? What would you add?
More programs like the Big Sister, Big Brother program. They need the Dare program back and the Scare Straight program back. Definitely the Scare Straight program. Like, to scare some of
these
these
little niggas ain't scared though.
They are bad.
You can't scare some of these niggas.
I'm like, but they don't have them programs though. I feel like if
Yeah,
they
do
did
that
have
shit
a
in the
program,
grade schools though, cause when you get to middle school, them little niggas already got a gun.
Oh my God! At a younger age though, they needed starting,
Kindergarten.
groom them.
Yeah.
Kindergarten. We're gonna scare y'all straight as soon as possible.
No, I asked earlier about, like, how do you identify, like, anxiety and all that stuff, and depression. But I want to know, like, how do you determine if you just sad at the moment or you just sad, you know what I'm saying, or you just deeply you're depressed?
If you sad in the moment, then I feel like the next day you'll eventually feel better.
Okay.
But if you notice yourself being sad, and it's actually sad season, because it's getting dark quicker outside. Mm-hmm. It's colder outside, so it feel a little bit. When it's cold, baby, gloomy. You feel a little lonely.
Yeah.
So I think you can identify it if it's an ongoing thing. If it's just a 1 or 2 day thing out the week, every day. I always tell people every day the sun won't shine. So you're gonna have some days where it do feel like it's raining, it do get a little gloomy, but if that is an ongoing thing and you find yourself being sad every single day, then that's one sign right there that you may be going through depression.
What about people that's always feeling like, I want to move away, I just need to get away from people? What's that?
That's so funny.
Is that depression or what's that?
Ooh-wee. I feel like isolation is good, but a lot of people do that. I was just making this is so funny because people swear I'm about to cut everybody off, like I'm about to be a millionaire, like they be talking good, but you done talked your way right into a depression because you done cut off all your support.
But nah, I don't know if I can agree with that because I feel better by myself.
But it depends on what kind of support you have. Do you have good support or do you have bad support? Is it a positive influence or is it a negative influence? If you got positive people in your life and you're going into isolation mode, then you're doing yourself a disservice because you need those people around you. And let's say, for instance, you have the people who are negative. Maybe you're the light for them. And being able to be a light for others sometimes can bring us more purpose.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, every time, like, it's not meant for you to be isolated. God might want you to be out there on an assignment. You done missed your assignment because you isolated yourself, feeling like everybody else is a problem. A lot of people do that. They think cutting people off automatically make them turn into this.
What do you think it is when people do that, though? Because I need to know. I'm getting therapy right now. Like, just say, for instance, if I'm not feeling, this is my excuse. Because I don't make excuses, but this has to be an excuse. I feel like when I remove myself, it's not for me, it's for people. Because I know sometimes I could be some bullshit. So if I'm some bullshit, I don't want to bring your energy down.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm in the right energy, like right now, I can do it. Today, if I wasn't in the right energy, I would told Courtney to cancel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I don't want to bring the wrong energy to the world.
Yeah. I'm like that.
So that's my excuse. So, because some days, We all go through shit.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's within or just whatever.
Yeah.
We all go through shit. So when I'm having that day of, nah, man, you shouldn't be around people.
Yeah.
What's that?
I feel like you got to give yourself some time and grace. I always tell people that you give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace to think and to collect your thoughts and get your energy in the right place. Wherever your energy need to be, you need to go somewhere so you can get it in check. And I'm the same way. Like sometimes I'll be feeling like if I don't have the energy to give to people because so many people depend on my energy, I'm like, okay, but it's like you can't pour from an empty cup. Because you could keep coming around with your energy and people won't be pouring back to you. They don't reciprocate it. So now you dried up. So I definitely can understand that. But like I said, it all depends on the consistency of it. Like if it's something that you consistently do, you feel like, okay, every day you wake up, I hear people say, I don't like people or I don't like being around people. Like I feel like you shouldn't feel like that because we're on the world with millions and billions of people. It's no escaping life. It's no escaping people.
Do you think trust can be rebuilt?
Trust?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
You do? If somebody breaks your trust, you think they can rebuild it?
Yes.
How?
Okay, well, I'll put it like this. So if you did something to me and I no longer trust you anymore, but 2 or 3 years from now, you're making the adjustment to become a better person. And you come back to me and you come correct, why couldn't I be able to trust that?
Do you trust me or are you just... Are you retrusting me or are you just giving me a chance to see if you can trust me?
I feel like you can retrust a person because people change. You got to give them room for improvement. If that's the case, it's hard to find a person that you just can trust just 100% all the time that won't let you down.
Nah, it's a difference between. See, I guess we're talking about two different things. Let down. If you can let me down and it won't betray my trust, like you can let me down just off being a human, and I can take that. But like betraying my trust is like you stole from me or something of that nature. Like I can't not retrust you.
That's too much right there. Stealing, killing, and anything like that, I feel like that's hard to overlook.
Now, something that okay, I can see.
That's what I'm saying. It depends.
Yeah,
it depends
that's
on
not
the
to me.
situation.
I guess we probably just look at trust different. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like you break my trust. It takes a lot for somebody that I love to break my trust.
Right.
So once you do that, it's like I don't see how it could be fixed.
But when I look at trust, it might be, okay, I expected you to be here at this time, so now I can't trust you to be here at 8 because last time you showed up at 9. You know what I'm saying?
To me, that's breaking expectations. That ain't the same thing as trust. Trust.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on trust.
Yeah, it's situational.
Because I might look at that like, like a big deal. You might not look at it like it's a big deal.
It's situational. Yeah.
So it's circumstance wise.
Yeah.
Circumstance.
Okay, can you retrust a motherfucker that betrayed you?
That betrayed me?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask it that way.
That's a good one. Okay, that's better. Betrayal, I feel like it will never be the same. No, it will never be the same.
Yeah, because I don't feel like, I feel like the only way you can break my trust if you betray me.
It would never be the same.
Now, I can look at you as, okay, they're just a lying ass nigga.
Yeah.
And you didn't break my trust if you told me a lie. I just look at you as a liar.
Betrayal is like if they set you up, breaking your house, something like that. Oh, baby, you're done.
Yeah.
You done.
Nah, you're right.
You done. Like, I don't even want to be around you to even figure out if I could trust you again. Like, I'm done with you.
How do you, so what's some things that you do to keep your mental health intact? Like you personally, what's some shit you do? What's your vices?
Physical fitness, shopping, hanging out with my girls, hanging out with my family. Just things that put me in a better mood. Heavy on meditation. I love to meditate. Like I've been studying Buddhism for a little while. So I'm into like my Zen and feng shui right now. That helps me a lot. Reading books, that helps me stay grounded. Being outside, getting some fresh air. Those are some things that I do to keep me sane, I guess.
Oh, so how do you think fashion just help people with their mental, like fashion?
No, you know.
You know what I'm saying? What
No,
you think?
I mean, I feel like if you look good, you feel good.
Real
Like
shit.
when you get up and you
Real
get
shit.
dressed, you putting yourself in a different mode.
Yeah,
like you
real
on
shit.
another level once you do that.
Yes.
Feeling good, fashion. What now? You know the culture.
Yeah.
Like black people, we love to dress. Most of us, like
So once you get fly, you feel fly.
Come on now, I
Real
feel
shit.
fabulous.
So do you think like that's a good one? When you do put that shit on, you do feel
better.
different. So when people can't do it, you think that weighs on them? Like a person that can't get their hair cut or get their hair fixed or whatever, do you think that weighs on their mental?
Yes, hair depression. Can't get a haircut, can't get your hair done. Yeah, for sure. I don't know about men, but women for sure. It's called hair depression.
Or what about just everything, like you feel like you have to be you have to be complete.
No, now don't get me wrong. Sometimes you could just chill and you can, just lay around and you have your lounge clothes on and you still feel good. You still feel at peace because
But you're
it's an
able to do
intimate
it,
thing.
what you're saying.
Being able to do that is a different thing.
I'm saying to not be able to do it, that's a part of mental health too, right?
Exactly. Because let's start with hygiene. If you're not getting up, washing your face and brushing your teeth, that's already a sign of depression to me.
Yeah, that's something else.
Something going on in your mind. Why you ain't doing that? That's crazy.
So how can people use fashion as a tool to boost their confidence and shit?
Looking good. Make sure you grooming yourself, to fit your preference of what you feel like like what works for you. If you get up and you are the type of person, you might not get into the whole dress up look, but at least putting something on to make you feel good about yourself, some fresh clothes, fresh pair of drawers. Fresh things make you feel fresh. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, you're right.
It's hard
You're
to feel good if you have to keep wearing the same clothes and stuff like that every single day.
You definitely like, bro, you can just tell, like, I be watching these videos of people in beauty shops and barber shops. When they first come in, they be kind of, like, nigga be kind of sunk down in the chair. When they get their haircut, they show the afterwards, they be sitting up.
Looking energetic, like what?
That shit is a different.
Yeah.
What about, like physical activities, like working out, hiking? Because I know when I go hiking, I feel.
Yeah, I seen that. I want to come.
You should come. We're going to Macon on the 19th, then we'll be back in the city in February.
I think I seen you on my trail before too.
Which trail?
Chattahoochee,
I
Bob
hit
Callan.
all of them.
Yeah,
every trail.
y'all was recording or something. I'm like, look at them.
Yeah.
But I go to that trail all the time.
No, I always be on trails every day.
Motion. You gotta have
Yeah.
that motion. You gotta be moving your body. I feel like it.
So
has
do you
a
go
lot.
inside the woods?
Yes.
So
I
you
go all the
coming?
way
You
up.
coming on the hike on the 19th?
I
Or you coming
will.
next month?
I
All right.
will go. I'll
Make
go on
sure
the
she
hike.
seen the information. Nah,
Yeah.
we kill them trails. Like I want to go tomorrow. They say it's supposed to snow, so I want to get out there in the snow.
It's good for you.
Yeah,
I feel
nah.
like physical health, physical fitness, being able to move your body, it's a blessing. And sometimes people overlook it, but that's something that you really have to take advantage of because it's somebody out there that can't even walk, that can't even move their arm, that don't have no fingers. So you got to move your body. The more that you move your body, you're able to really tap into yourself and your mind. Everything is connected.
So sitting down, just sitting in that shit is like a rut.
It's not good for you. It
Yeah.
can cause cancers and all type of things.
So do you think your mind causes sickness?
It can, most definitely. Yes, I do. Because some people can think their way into situations, Like the doctor can tell you, oh, you have this symptom and this may be wrong. And now next thing you know, you go home, you just starting to feel these aches, but really it's going on in your mind. Like you really don't feel that.
I believe
that
that.
happened to me when I had COVID. During 2020, COVID was a big thing. And I started acting sick. I wasn't sick. I feel like I was acting like that. Just because I saw so much on the news, I was consuming my mind with so many negative thoughts. And before you know it, I was just like, yeah, I can't taste or I can't do that. And now when I just think about it, I'm like, was I faking? Because I feel amazing.
Do you think you can heal yourself with your thoughts?
Yes, most definitely. If you get up and you tell yourself, today is going to be a good day, I feel good, I feel great. With affirmations, I definitely feel like you can heal yourself.
Me too. Nah, you right. Your mind can kill you because you fuck around and have a headache and Google some shit.
Ooh-wee.
You should have had your ass depressed.
Don't
like,
even do the Google.
But as soon as you
You
Google,
start
like,
feeling them symptoms instantly,
yeah,
don't you?
like, damn, I might do got. Nigga, ain't nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Nah,
I was
for
telling
real.
my mom that all the time. Like, quit going to so many doctors. Like, your doctor can't tell you how you feel. They in there Googling stuff. Like, how can a person tell you how you feel? Nobody can do that.
You right.
How can I tell you how you feel on the inside?
Nah, you right.
That's a different type of magic trick. I never knew nobody that could do that.
Now I went to the vitamin lady to get my blood checked, my blood type checked, and I was already vegan for like 9 months. So she was like, you know, if you vegan, you have to be this. I was like, baby, no matter what this test, this gonna determine if your shit fake or not.
Right.
If you take my shit and tell me I'm supposed to be vegan, cause I know how I feel, this shit fake.
Right.
She took my shit, and I was blood type A. She was like, yeah, you supposed to be vegetarian, vegan. And I bought a kit myself and went home and checked it.
Right.
So I already know, like you said, can't nobody tell you nothing that you feel.
They can't. They try to though, and maybe they just get paid to do that.
Like they try to put me on like 12 to 16 pills for the rest of my life for high blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose, and borderline this, borderline that. All I did was start eating better and start hiking.
Exactly.
All that shit low. Like my shit like a
Exactly.
teenager now. I just did my blood pressure day before yesterday was 111 over like 70 or some shit.
Dang, that's good.
69. I'm like, damn, my shit used to be some 200s over 100 type shit.
But see what they try to give you?
Nah.
I'm glad you did not go through with that. That's
All right,
good.
let's go to this answer a word with one word.
Answer what?
Answer a word. I'm going to give you some words. I want you to answer them with one word.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Mental health,
Happiness,
depression,
sadness,
anxiety,
worriness,
trauma,
family,
therapy,
coping,
healing,
spiritual,
self-care,
self,
mindfulness,
thinking,
resilience,
tenacity,
wellness,
overall,
burnt out,
tired,
stressed,
overwhelmed,
grief,
guilt,
empathy,
sympathy,
stigma,
stigma, ignore,
emotions,
attachment,
parenting,
parenting, family,
relationships,
love,
self-esteem,
confidence.
confidence,
Yeah.
confidence.
Confidence.
I'm saying the
Oh,
word is
the next
confidence.
word is confidence?
Yeah.
Confidence. Secure.
Fashion,
Clothing.
style,
Internal.
identity,
Who.
fitness,
Physical.
nutrient,
Health.
motivation,
Inspiration.
mindset,
Knowledge.
awareness,
Identity.
growth,
Work.
perspective.
Thoughts. Dang, I feel like I'm on Wheel of Fortune.
Which one of those words stuck out?
Jesus Christ, huh?
You did that though. Which one of those words stuck out to you the most though?
Confidence. Family, relationships, perspective.
Why confidence?
Because what I say, when you said confidence,
I don't forget.
I think I said awareness or something like that. But I feel like a lot of people, they don't understand the full meaning of confidence. In order to have confidence, you know? Like, confidence is a strong word. It's almost up there with, like, power and all that. You know?
My
Like,
perspective.
because we all have different perspectives.
Facts.
And who is wrong? You know, it's not a right or wrong. I feel like a lot of people fight for that.
Yep.
Like, they fight for what's right or fight for what's wrong, but we all have different perspectives.
Exactly. You ain't got to agree with them, but you got to respect everybody, respect it, because they got their own mind.
Hello.
That was my life change. Once I started, like, you know what? You right.
Yeah, that's what my book is about.
For real.
Changing your perspective. Like, say, for instance, if I was on my way, you told me to be here at 3 and I got here at 4, and you just got so mad because you felt like I was disrespecting your time. But really, in actuality, I got pulled over by the police, almost went to jail. But I ended up showing up at 4 o'clock. If you shift your perspective, then you probably would be able to say, okay, well, maybe something happened. But a lot of times people don't never shift their perspective to the, you know,
Church.
the good case
That's a
scenario.
good one right there. You right.
It's always the worst case scenario.
Yeah, like, you just disrespected me.
Yeah, like, oh my God, I can't believe. Like, you gotta shift your perspective sometimes. Like, I always tell people, even psych yourself out. Even if you know what you know, just,
Real shit.
you know, shift it.
All right, you know, what you think, I always ask people this, what you think the biggest disconnect between men and women in relationship?
Communication.
Everybody say the same thing, everything. What part of communication though?
Not being able to communicate your needs and not being able to communicate it in a way where it's received or let's say if it is digestive, you know, like some people, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So you can have your communication down packed, have all the bullet points in the world that you want to say to your partner, but you might not be saying it in a way where they can receive it. You saying it in a way to make them feel defensive. So now they're not even speaking from the heart. Now they speaking from a place of defense, because now they feel like, dang, you coming for me, you know?
But you could, what if you are a great communicator and I'm a bad listener?
Exactly. But that's part of, I feel like listening is part of communicating too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comprehension is everything, you know?
Do you think people close off once they hear certain words, like trigger words? Do you think they close their mind off and just can't hear you and they just waiting to respond?
For sure.
Where do you think that come from?
And I think people get to hearing stuff. They make stuff up in their head too, off a certain
What's
word.
that? Like, if we diagnose them, what's that?
I always just call it preconceived notion. Like, you just preconceive what you feel like I'm saying instead of you really understanding what I'm saying. It's a lack of understanding. A lack of being able to even see people for who they are and meet people where they at. You know?
Is that a mental illness?
What?
Like when you hearing some shit a motherfucker ain't even said.
Ooh-wee. I believe it is.
What type? Let's diagnose that as. What type of mental illness is that?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
PTSD.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times you notice when people do that, they go off to somewhere else. They can be responding. You can say something to them, and they can be responding to you, but it's you in a physical form, but it's really their ex-husband that beat them or something that they really responding to. It's really not even you.
Damn.
Yep, a lot of that happens sometimes.
So how do you deal with that?
How do I deal with that?
How do people deal with that? I'm saying, like, if somebody's going through that, how do they deal with that?
You got to keep redirecting people. It take a lot of redirection and patience. So, I mean, oftentimes some people might say, I don't want to deal with that. I don't have to. I'm out. You know, but if you really care about a person, I feel like you just got to continue to redirect them and bring awareness to them. Okay, this is what you're doing. Are you aware that you do this? Like, who are you talking about? Like, what have you been through? Because the way you respond is as if you're responding to somebody else, not to me. Like, you know, it don't even feel like you're talking to me in the conversation. It's like you go somewhere else.
Damn. That's cold.
Yep.
Book of the week.
Understanding anger.
Understanding anger.
Yeah.
This is dope. I'm going to read it too. Did you do audio of it?
Yep. I did audio and ebook.
You read it? You read your audio?
Of course.
I'm saying, did you read your audio out loud?
No.
With your voice?
No.
Or you let them read it? Man or woman?
I let them do it. It's a man.
Understanding anger. What's in here? What is it about?
How to just navigate through anger, how to understand anger and understand that it's a normal emotion. You know, not to ignore it because we all gonna get angry at some point. But I feel like the way that we control it is what matters the most. You just can't get angry and just lash out and get to fighting people, you know? Like, you can get angry and be confrontational. Like, I'm not scared of confrontation because confrontation can just be verbal. But if I say something to you and you just decide to hit me, then you know you out of control. I really won the argument, regardless of if you want to fight. I won the argument. But yeah, it talk a lot about your childhood. It talk about just the definition of anger. It talked about changing perspectives.
Changing your perspectives of anger.
Yep, intentions. How to approach people with the right intentions in order to get what you want out of a situation. I always explain that to people. If you get so upset at a person, it's hard for you to get your need met because that is the ultimate goal, to get your need met, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you lead by anger, you lead by emotions, you won't be able to do that sometimes.
Damn. So let me see. I just seen something here. I wanted to ask you a question, but I was listening to you. What causes anger?
What causes it? Yeah. I think it's just a buildup of emotions, a buildup of feeling overwhelmed, feeling sad, unheard. It could be any of those things.
Manage anger in a relationship. How you do that?
How to manage it?
Yeah.
I feel like just having your intentions, like being able to be intentional with your partner, being able to be intentional with your family and your friends, and not coming off as judgmental. A lot of people judge people and they try to control them and what they say and how they say things. And it's just like we all have different mindsets. Like, let's work together.
Yeah.
You know, like let's come to a common ground. You might not agree to what I'm saying. I might not agree with what you're saying, but the ultimate goal is for us to come to some type of peace. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't have to be an argument. It don't have to be a fight.
Yeah.
Let's compromise. So I think the biggest thing I'll talk about is just how to compromise with people around you.
What type of life experiences you got in this book? Like what did you take from your life to put in this book?
I wrote that book actually out of anger when I was upset.
What you mad at?
I was going through something. I was going through some relationship stuff, and I was very angry, and I found myself like, this is the first time ever in my life. Like, you know how people be like, you can't get so mad, you will have a stroke. Like, I was arguing, I was yelling so loud and hard that my heart started beating real fast and my head started hurting. And that's when I realized that, for one, I had to check myself. It was something in my childhood that I was like, where is the place that I'm going to when I get angry? Like, what is making me get so outraged and, yell and scream? Like, but I remember as a kid, my mom used to argue with my dad all the time. So when I sat back and I really realized and I was able to identify, like, where did I learn this trait from? I figured that out. And I think a lot of people need to do that, because when you yell and you get violent, it's a place that you're going to. But people don't pay attention to it. You're going somewhere.
Out. Yeah, you're
blanking out, but you're blanking out and you're going to, it could be your childhood. It can go from you being in prison or you being shot. It can be triggered from anywhere.
So how do you keep it right there?
Just stay calm.
Yeah.
Everybody be like saying, I'm just so nonchalant. Like, I care, but I don't like to lead with that. I lead with understanding. That's what I like to lead with. Like, I feel like if you always lead with you caring and being so passionate about where you stand at, like, I want to get my point across. Like, I'm not like that. I'm so chill. I take people for who they are. I try not to argue. I try not to go back and forth. I just, I stay positive all the time. Like I said, I trick myself. Even if I don't want to be positive, I had to. Like, I always be like, oh, I know you ain't talking to me. I know he ain't mean to do that. Like, you got to trick yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I know you ain't mean to do that. You couldn't have done that.
So are you big on trying to salvage all relationships, or are you big on letting people go?
Salvage? No. I'm not salvaging any relationships. I feel like at some point, it depends. If it's family, yes, I will try my best to work through things. But if
some
it's
blood
friends,
ain't family though.
Absolutely right about that. But with my family, I'm saying, me personally, I try my best to make amends with it.
When you can't, what you do?
I just don't talk to them. I just ignore them.
How many people back in what you call it, DYT?
Dating.
Yeah, how many people back there feel like she just done went to Atlanta and went Hollywood on her?
Everybody. A lot of people.
What they say, baby?
They just be saying like you changed, you Hollywood, or oh she thinks she all that. Like it's hard to really like. Even I try to do business and stuff and dating. Like they like oh she all this. She with these people. She around all these celebrities. You know, get them to invest in this and that. I'm like, dang.
How you
crazy.
feel about that? Do you take that as a compliment?
Yeah, I do.
should.
No, it took for me to listen to like my older cousins or like, you know, people that really have my back and be like, okay, Tieara, people are just saying that because they want you to be who the old juice just so you can be relatable to them. But it's not my job to, you know, dumb myself down or shrink myself. It's not my job to do that. You're going to have to come up to where I'm at because I work so hard. You know, a little girl from DYT, Dayton, Ohio, that it's not many people like me. It's not many role models. It's not many people that can just have the opportunity to be in places like this, meeting people like you. You know, it's just hard. Like, they don't get it. So it's just like I came such a long way that I can't even look back now. Like, it's all noise.
Now, I tell people, man, you gotta have a mental funeral for your old self in your head.
You do.
You gotta actually see that person die.
Oh, my God. The old me died.
Yeah, he gone, man. Like,
Yeah.
bro, it's corpse. What they call it, fucking corpse. It's over with, man.
For sure.
It ain't nothing. And then the thing about it is you cannot deal with nobody that remind you of your old you.
You can't. And
Like
once
you
they
got
do that,
you got
gotta
some
go.
people that constantly want to remind you, I know you. I know.
Oh, yes. I get that all the time.
Yeah, like I know you. You knew me.
I tell my friends all the time, like, y'all need to come to Atlanta. Like, they haven't been, but I still open the door up for them. Like, okay, come. You know, I leave the back door unlocked for y'all.
Why people do that though? Like thinking they know you because they don't want you to escape you.
Exactly, because they will no longer be able to relate to you, or they won't be able to touch you. Like, they can't even get close to the new you mentally.
Who that was? I had somebody on here. They was just saying like, who that was? We had on here. He was like it's people in Dayton, Ohio, holding on to the last memory of you.
Yep.
And that's what they know. So they holding on to the person that they know. So there's nothing you can tell them until they get around you now and see
Exactly. The
like
glow.
I done seen, huh? Oh yeah, that was him 500.
Okay.
Shout out to him 500. Like even my friends,
Yeah.
my old friends, they come around me now and they be like, bang, just watching you on the internet, I thought like you was scamming.
Yeah.
Like I thought you was finessing.
Not scamming.
Like I thought you was just, putting on the facade like, bro, you really is different.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? But that's confirmation for me. Like
Exactly.
Like and I might hear some of my real friends like that really knew me.
Yeah.
They be like, nah, bro, such said your ass, Che, bro, you different for real, cause I don't want to hear certain shit. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not.
Yeah.
It don't even do nothing for me.
It's low frequency, right? The frequency is different when you grow.
Like nigga might call me like my partner yesterday, Shy using him, called me cause man, you ain't really fuck nigga, man. I was just laughing at like, man, y'all niggas still crazy here, bro.
Right.
Love you, bro. I'll holler at you later. Come hiking. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you asking me something, I'm making you look at you first.
Yep.
Because as a man, I don't know about women. As a man, we have to blame ourselves for everything.
Yep.
Because you wouldn't be in that situation if you didn't put yourself in that situation.
And who want to hear about fighting and drama and all that? Like, don't nobody want to hear about that.
That shit is over. That shit dead, bro. It's
They
a corpse.
fried. We call it fried where I'm from.
Oh,
I'm
nah,
like,
we
y'all fried.
Yeah, we call it fried too. Shit. Nigga, bacon.
It's over with.
So what's next? What's next for you?
So I'm definitely gonna put out another book. I love writing. I enjoy writing. But right now I'm working on a TV show called Mind and My Mental with 3 other therapists, 2 licensed therapists that's twins, and it's a female on the show as well. So I look forward to that.
But it's like, what type of show? Like a podcast or live audience?
Perspectives. So
Okay.
you get perspectives from therapists. And we're thinking about bringing people on the show, just like a Mari show, kind of like to tell your story of, different walks of life. You might have people on there talk about how they used to do drugs, people on there, how they overcame body dysmorphia. I want to talk about that because that's a prevalent topic. Just how people are changing their appearance, like getting surgery and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Nah, I think that's dope. So y'all gonna have guests. When are y'all gonna drop that? This year?
Well, right now we have a pilot, so you know, it's in the making. It's out there. It's
Where they
cooking
can
up.
follow you at?
Tieara LeeAnn, TIEARALEEANN, and TiaraLeeAnn.com.
Man, y'all make sure y'all tap in with her, man. I think you really dope, and I'm gonna read your book.
Thank
I
you.
usually listen to audio, but I'm gonna actually read it because I was just looking at it. You got it simplified where I can kind of understand it.
Exactly. That's how I wanted it.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me come on. I remember when I seen you too. You had the perspective board at the PTSO.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to come on to promote my book. You said it's done. I love how you move because it literally was done the next day. You had them reach out to me. I'm like, dang, he don't play.
Nah, for sure, man.
I
You
love
gotta
people
stand on
like
your
that.
word, though. You can't.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna cap you down. You said it. Now I'm honored for people to want to come sit down and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like at the event, we actually supposed to been doing like live podcast, but it was so loud. Everybody had that shit on. We just popping.
Yeah,
we just turned it into a
fun.
video. I mean, a photo
I had
shoot.
a ball that
Me
night.
too. We just turned it into a photo
Yeah.
shoot. Nah, I think you dope, man, and you always welcome to come through. And I would love to come on your show as well, and I'm gonna support you. And you say you coming hiking, so I'm gonna hold you to that.
I am.
Make sure y'all strive, like, comment to the Big Fat Network. Shouts out to Tieara LeeAnn. We lit.